Bear with me. Come. Oh, Shalom Malakwa, Ab Yahba, Shima, Shabba, Shima, Shalom King. Also, with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rakak Wadash, the water Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rakak Wadash. And I want to give double honors to all the elders of the Great Millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from, the sincere elders. And also I want to give double honors to all the other elders, sincere, that's giving us this non-stop energy, because look what's going on. We seeing prophecy hit day by day, and we all seen what's happening in Libya. We all see that the Lord is persecuting this place. We all seeing that the Lord has control over these people, and he's paying back all the nations of what they have did to our people. And the Lord's showing, and he's not playing. The Lord's showing. How much is 20,000 people dead? But you see those freaking Hamites that's now up in out in for all the wickedness they have did to our people. Getting ready, because there's going to be more death. You're going to see that everywhere. This is Job. Chapter 12. Bear with me. Chapter 12, verse 15. Behold, he withholdeth the waters. So the Lord does it. So you see in areas, Shalom, Gabar, Shah, Yahba Shemial Shah Brakatah, Shalom Yahawada, Yahba Shemial Shah Brakatah, and Shalom Athena, Yahba Shemial Shah Brakatah. Hey, what's up? Man? Pretty good. If you guys want to, you can answer. You want to answer some questions? Okay. Nope. This is Job chapter 12, verse 15. Behold, he withholdeth the waters. So every area where it needs to be water, like in the Central America, where Iowa and all that stuff, they're going through a drought, a heat wave, all these things. But the places that don't need water, California, Libya, all these places are getting destroyed. Look. Then dry them up, and he also send them out, and he overturned the earth with his strength and with his wisdom. By the deceive and the deceiver are his. So all these people thinking that now in Esau, Edom, since they're going against, because a lot of people say Libya is the heart machine. Well, they forgot that the Lord deceived people believing, because they can be used for that instance. They can be used to be able to control the weather, but it all is going down on what the Lord is doing. The Lord is causing this happen, and you see that it's a lot of men nowadays falling out. Now are falling into a false doctrine, are getting all these things. The Lord is showing his power, and he's sending out, and he's showing that he is control of everything. Everything on this earth is the Lord's process. He's causing all those Hamites that died, because then you know those dirty ass Hamites. Let's grab it. That's the Lord's doing. Isaiah chapter 45. Start at 7. I formed the light. So the Lord formed the light. If you got this knowledge, you got this understanding, you got all this stuff, the Lord formed it. He gave it to you as a gift so he can teach people that they need to repent off of this plan, because if they don't and change back to the Lord's ways and they keep going to their evilness, they're going to be destroyed. They're going to be an example. They're going to be an example of what happens to the wicked. He creates darkness. He causes Esau, Edom, the blind of the men. So you're seeing all these people falling off. That's because the Lord never wanted them. He wanted to punish them harshly, and he punishes the regular people on this earth. So that one guy, Fisher Turner Hunter, I knew the guy. I kind of liked him. Like, I talked to him and all that stuff. I fellowshipped him with before. Well, he fell out. African booty scratching. Hell yeah, man. Those dirty ass hammers. All they do is like, and it was a video of these Somalian people saying, we're not black. Yeah, you cannot be. That's we're not black either, but they're saying that it's a difference between us and them. And for sure, you guys have that blank ass stare in your look. You guys be wearing like weird ass outfits, like what those other, they call it chanclas in Mexico, those sandals, those Jesus sandals with a Puma shirt. You guys have no style, stink, hell yeah. And the Lord said he was going to, let me grab it. The Lord said he was going to pay back those dirty ass Hamites. This is Amos. What the hell? I don't have a slide to hear me. This is Amos chapter 1. Verse 9, for said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyre, and for 4, I will not turn away my punishment, therefore, because they have delivered up the whole captivity to Edom. And they're saying that out these Hamites, which is also our people, but they were also selling our people for musket, and whiskey and all that shit. They were selling us for all gunpowder. So because of that, and delivered and being Esau Edom's scapegoat, because after you guys did that, what did Esau Edom do? He tried to destroy you and said, oh, tip you and you below us. And they calling you niggas, but you guys ain't niggas. You guys are Hamites. Dirty, African booty scratching Hamites. Up to the whole captivity of Edom and the remnant of me, and remember not the brotherly covenant. But I will send fire on the wall of Tyre, which shall devour their palaces thereof. And then when it goes down to Edom and all these people are going to be paid back for the doings they have did. Everybody, all the ones that are, let me grab this. This is Ecclesiastes. Verse 14, for God shall bring every work into judgment. So if you're doing good, if you continuously, musty as ashy as him. Let me grab this. This is Exodus chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue, and against man or beast, that they may know how the Lord doeth, and put a difference between Egyptians and Israel. You can tell, like, Hamites got that, like, you know, they got that, like, blank ass look you have. Their eyes are always fucking red, and they always have that, like, you know, it's not as serious, but you look like you know it's nothing in there. Like how Moab has that blank ass look too. You know, there's no spirit in there. They just only care about just wicked shit. And I hate the way they talk. We jumping tall ass hand, but all these judgment shall be put forth. God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So it doesn't matter. So if we're doing good with the Lord and we're doing it, we're going to be going into judgment, but to good. So the Lord's going to see, oh, this is a servant that's doing the work. And then this is the servant that's not. So you're seeing a lot of men falling out. And then you're seeing all the wickedness that all the other nations have did to us. They're going to be punished for that too. And the Lord's not doing it what he has did to Israel. He's punishing our people right away. But to Ham and to all that, he let them go into the fruition of their sin. So that's why they're getting judged so harshly now. Nobody's lifting up a tear. You're not going to see no aid from Libya. Didn't they, no. They're just going to drown. That's it. That's all that's going to happen to them. And in good riddance, because we tired of having these fucking Hamites, which they always disrespect us and not show the respect to our people. This is what the Lord said. This is 2 Maccabees, verse 15. For it is a token of his great goodness when a wicked doer are not suffered a long time, but forthwith a punishment. But for not as with other nations. So the Lord doesn't do what he does to other nations. He just lets them be wicked. So when they get judged, well, what happens? When they get judged, hey, what's up? So on. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna get back. For not as other nations, the Lord punished our people, puts out right away. He cares about us. But other nations, he lets them go as the worst, they think as wicked as possible. So when they judge, then the Lord has justified hundreds of years of wickedness they have brought forth on this earth. Oh, Ham, yeah, what's up? Look what Ham has been doing. They were the originators of nasty. They were the originators of bringing forth, like Nimrod. He was a Hamite. He was from Babylonian. Those are Ham, Cush. And these people are bringing forth all the things that you see now. The Trinity, that shit came from Ham. Semiramis, Talmud, I believe, and what's his name? And Nimrod. Those are the original ones that all these religions copy. The Chaldeans, those are Hamites. The witchcraft, all that stuff started from Ham. So they get in their punishment as well deserved. Lest that being come to the height of their sins afterward, they should be taking vengeance of us. And therefore he never withdrew his mercy from us, but though he punished with adversity, yet not he never forsake his people. But everybody else he forsake, because he never liked it. He only cared about Israel. He has only cared about Israel. This is what he thinks about every other nation. Let's get it. Isaiah chapter 40. Chapter 40, verse 14. And which whom he counsel, who instructed him and taught him the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed him his ways of understanding. Let's grab that first, and then we continue. This is Psalm chapter 147, verse 19. He shoved his words unto Jacob and his statutes and judgments unto Israel. He has not dealt so with any other nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So no other nation got this ability. Shalom, Shahar of Judah. God, let me grab it. This is Psalm chapter 2, verse 8. Ask me. This is what the Lord gave to Yahushua, and if we join heirs. Ask me, and the Lord did ask, and I shall give thee the heathen for the inheritance. Ask me. And the Lord said, so it was nothing but that the Lord seeing you as possessions, you other nations. You guys were always going to just be, what he said, Moab is my wash pot. No, that's what you're gonna be doing. You guys are gonna be doing you're gonna be doing nails in the kingdom. You're gonna be doing all this other. You're not gonna be having no rulership. You're gonna be in slavery, doing nails. Ham, I don't know what we're gonna be having you do, because your nasty asses are not gonna be in our palaces, because you guys is too dirty. But in the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. This is Genesis from the brother. That was from Malach. This is from the brother Yuanathan. Genesis chapter 9, verse 22. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. Hey, what's up? Man, how's it going?
No, still ain't home from this shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like, I don't know, the more prayer, sometimes the Lord lets it, let it ferment or something, or sometimes he just really doesn't want you to be around her.
Maybe you don't want me to be with no Jehovah's Witness.
Oh yeah, those are the worst ones, because they actually believe they have the truth, and and they don't be reading out the Bible. Look what they think Jesus Christ looks like. They think he's a white man, and they say the wrong name. See, look at what the Lord says about the name. The name is very, very important.
He said in the Bible, though, they didn't recognize me when they heard my name was Jehovah. They recognized me when they heard I was the Lord Almighty.
And the nations knew the Lord by the Lord Almighty, because that means that word is Alashadra, which means terrible demon-like power. They only recognized him when that fear came to them. But the ones that seek him early, they will know his name because the sheep heard my voice. Look at this. This is Acts chapter 4, verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men, whereas we must be saved. No other name. So the name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. So if they're saying Jehovah, which how could it be Jehovah when first there was no J's in Hebrew, there's no E's in Hebrew, there's no U's in Hebrew. You know, sometimes we say, oh, but it's Yahweh, it was Yehuda or whatever the hell they be saying. That's the other thing. But they say Jehovah. That's not in it. That's not in the. You might see it in the English version Bible, but they pretty much like, what is it called?
They won't even know Jehovah's Witness back then and then when it started and that.
But they say Jehovah Witness, but what about Yahweh Shai? Yahweh Shai, we can't even go to the Lord. We have to go through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the one that brought us back. He is the mediator. And so they're saying they witness it, but why are they not prophesying in the street? Why are they in the church? Look at this. Because the Lord said, first of all, they say that, oh, we're in English, but the Lord said that he was going to bring us back to a pure language. Let me grab that for you. My bad. Well, that's one of those ones that I read a lot, so I'm not going to have it in there. Yeah, but because then you see and then they're not a prophecy. They're not talking about prophecy when they're in Jehovah's Witness. They're talking about love and give us tithes.
So what's Elam?
Elam? Those are the so-called Indians. The East Indians, the Persians. You know, those ones that be...
No, they were saying Jesus' name was Elam and God's name was Yeshua.
The Elaham? You mean they said they would be Emmanuel. That's another name that they call Yahweh Shai, which means God is with us. But his name was Yahweh Shai. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9. For this language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord. Let me see if these... Get these after. Let me just talk to the brother a little bit. Beautiful. Is Pune Nubis? I'm sorry. Yeah, but he. Then I will turn to the people a language that's pure. So Lakwadan Wadash or Tahar, I believe, which means pure language is the Hebrew, the first language that was ever created. The ones that the Lord, through our fathers, let stay and be recognized. We call it also the Phoenician or the language of Canaan. It's that language which has been before, and if you look at it, it's like Abba, Gada, Ah, all these things. Like even like a child can speak. Like when a kid comes out of the womb, it says Dada or Abba or Abba. That's Hebrew. So that language is the purest that even a baby, when they come out, because they're the closest to the spirit world, they just left it, they're speaking it. So the Lord brought that forth through prophecy.
What language is that?
It's the Paleo-Hebrew. Paleo, the original is ancient Hebrew. They could just call it Paleo-Hebrew, but it's the Lord's language. He brought that through, and they say that we don't have it, and that's why they use that bastardized language of English, which they don't even understand that English comes from Hebrew, it comes from Latin, and it comes from Greek, and then they bastardize it even more after 1534, I believe, somewhere around there. I think his name John Tristino, which he made it a extension of the I. and then they start adding stuff. Like if you look at any like a 6011 Bible, you won't see I's. Usually you'll see a Y right there, or you see certain things that were like the names are spelled different. Well, the language was changed so much because of like you see how people talk different in France. Well, it's because when even in the scriptures, like when people's accents come and the language they are based, they change it to as close to. That's why even if you go to Spanish, like people in Spain and people in Mexico speak a different type of Spanish. The words are different. They use like vosotros, and then in Mexico they use like nosotros, or they use ustedes. You see all these languages. So, but the Lord said He was going to bring forth a pure language because His name is important. Let me see. This is Proverbs chapter 18 verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. So a strong tower, what is a tower known for? It's a protection. It's also a watch that you can be able to see when the enemy's coming. It also protects you from all the enemies that are coming towards you. It's a strong tower, and the righteous run into it and is saved. We see all this judgment happen. So if you don't have the name, you thinking He's Jehovah, and then when you in that situation that now you have to call upon the Lord, what's going to happen? Like He's like, Jehovah, who's going to hear you? That's not the Lord's name. The Lord is no other God. Look at no other God. All the other gods are the idols. All right, let me grab that. And that's why the Lord always puts His name on things. He always exalts His name. He always does things to make sure His name is known. And they say that's the name was Almighty. It's because, first of all, heathen run the Jehovah's Witness church. And so they know the Lord by Alasadra, terrible demon-like power. Because the Lord don't deal with them. The Lord, He's actively kills the nations. He actually shows that He hates them. My bad. This is just frozen.
You like that movie? See that movie they got up?
Which one?
The Nun 2.
None? Nah. I know they had a one movie they were having like a.
It's an evil nun killing people, burning people in the church.
Yeah, and you see when they always when they do those movies, the demons always speak Latin, and see that language comes from Esau. So that's where they come. They do that because, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna catch it. It's called The Nun.
Yeah, The Nun Part 2.
What is it like? What's the plot? Like, what is it about?
You're an evil nun.
This is from the brother Abayas. Shalom King Yabashim Al-Shabrakatah. This is Isaiah chapter 19 verse 18. And in that day shall 5 cities of the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord of hosts, and one shall be called the city of desolate. So the language of Canaan. Because when we were in that land, like everyone spoke Hebrew, and then everyone spoke in the Tower of Babel. The Lord confounded the language, so people start speaking different languages. But that was in that area. That's what we're called. And then that's why when we conquered that land, we were kicking the Canaanites out, because that was always our land. So that's why it's also called the language of Canaan. But look because when you call on a different God, and you call on, because that's what they're doing. They're calling on a different God when they use Jehovah, or when they do all that stuff. And that's why they always try to use different languages or try to convert, because the language is important. But this is Psalms chapter 96 verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. And if you look up what that Lord is Yahweh. He exists. He makes the heavens. He creates light. He creates dark. He does all those things so He can show His power and to exalt His name. Let me grab that. And then this is It's a demonic line. Oh yeah, you know how it is. But then it's crazy. They always use that Latin when the demons speak. They always in that language because that's Esau's language. This is Ephraim. This is from the brother Jonathan, Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 9. For then will I turn to a people of pure language, that they all call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. So that's what the Lord wants. He's not bringing unity, but he's bringing the ones that he wants, because unity brings power. So everybody else is being divided. You see the nations hating each other. Esau, Edom is fighting, but the ones that are with the Lord, he's bringing them together from all the parts of the earth that are of our people. And how does that start? With a language that everyone knows. In war, when you have you're able to have everyone speaks together, that means you can communicate. And without communication, things fall. So let me grab that. And then also,
them Jehovah's Witnesses too, they don't believe in the crosses.
Well, the cross is not biblical either. The Lord died on the cross, but it's not like if you got shot.
They don't believe he died on the cross. They believe he died on a stake.
Well, because it's the same thing. A stake and a cross is the same thing. It's like, well, he said, who hung on it?
They think he was like this, on a straight pole like this, not like this.
I know they put it through his hands, both hands, but I'm not sure how, but let me just grab it. Hung. Because they probably use this verse when they do it, huh? I'm going to grab it for you. We don't get the word in the blue letter. Because what it says is, you get it. This is Acts chapter 5. This is Acts chapter 5, verse 30. And the God of our fathers raised up Yahushua, who ye slew and hung on a tree. But if you look into the NLT and then into the word, it says, the God of our ancestors raised up Yahushua from the dead after you have killed him and hung him on a cross. So that's what it says if you look into the word. Because if you look into the how people were crucified at that time period, they were using that type of cross, but they also used this one too. But I think that was a little earlier or a little later on. But it doesn't really matter on how he died. He just was slung on a tree and he was crucified. So that really doesn't matter. But they don't believe Esau, Edom's the white man. They don't believe in prophecy. You just seen what happened right now. Did you see Libya just got hit with a flood? Hong Kong did too, but Libya, and almost 20,000 people died. It happened this week. It happened yesterday, the day before. It was like the weekend. But do you see what's happening next? What's going on oncoming weekend? There is a hurricane coming that is almost the encompassed size of the length of the United States. It's from New York all the way to Florida. A hurricane system that big. That is going to be over, they say, above a Category 5. And that's showing that the power of the Lord is coming, because that's how the Lord persecutes his people, because ultimately all this stuff is happening for our people to repent. And it's crazy that judgment always started in the east. This is Psalm chapter 83 verse 15. So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. So when that hits, which they're putting it on the news and telling them, but you think anybody's caring? You think they watching out for it? You think the Jehovah's Witnesses are talking about it? Because if they are they of the Spirit, they would be in this kind of spirit. This is Revelation chapter 19 verse 10. And I fell at his feet and worshiped him, and he said unto me, see thou you do us not. So he went, and an angel came. angels and sending a message onto the Lord. We are just the prince of power, the Lord's children, and he's going to be worshiping. That's what these people do. These nations. That's why all the gods of nations they be worshiping demons, or then sometimes they even worship. Most of the time, rocks, stones.
That's what it's all on TV right now. All of them worshiping demons and stuff. All the performances they wearing red, the orange. It's all about demonized now. Then the gays got TV programs.
Yeah, and that's just a modern day. This is why they say Sodom and Egypt. But
this the sign of what the Bible says. The Lord is coming. Because back in my day, you wouldn't even see no gay stuff. You barely see like a midget. Once in a while.
They just live it.
Restaurant kissing. I had to tell Tate when I had my body, man, cut that up. I'll slap him. In front of my girls. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, man. Well, that's what they're trying to give people out because, like the gods they worship, like I think it's Asterisk. For order for you to worship him, you have to practice homosexuality.
Like school now. Teaching that in school now. Be gay and stuff.
Well, this is where this is coming from. This is Romans chapter 1, verse... I'm going to start at 21. Because that when they knew God and they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their own imagination, thinking that they got it, doing all that stuff. So, and when someone's in that mindset of that LGBT stuff, they're gone. They're gone.
Yeah, like I talked to some couple of the gay guys. I'm like, man, what's up with that? They like, oh, we do it. The Lord's gonna respect, gonna love us because we do it for love. Y'all do it for love, but then they tell me, oh, but we like it better to get somebody that's not gay and bring them into it than somebody that's already gay.
They're trying to convert people. They're trying to bring in, stealing the souls of men with their nonsense. Yeah, it's because they're bugged out. It's like, imagine if you, like, it's like this, like, I contracted AIDS, and since I'm not a man of integrity anyway, so I'm taking it up the rectum, I want people to also have AIDS. I want misery wants company. So it's just like, if you ever seen that movie Smile, or like you look at how demons work, you know, it was when Yahweh Shai, it was a guy named, I believe, no, these are two different stories, but it was one that it was a demon. If a brother can put it in, then when the Yahweh Shai casted out the demon, it went into pigs. And then those pigs grew up. Because that's what the demons want. They want, like, you look at that movie Smile, they want to spread they like feed off of negative energy. So they want to spread that thing so they cause other people to harm themselves. But continuing, this is but in their imagination, in their foolish heart, darkened with that soul. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. They said, "This is how science."
Supposed to be wearing that.
Yeah, man. You can tell how. Yeah. But when Jacob Trouble has, they're not gonna be wearing that because they're gonna be taken. Like, because like if you look at it, like if they don't have a defense and if they're wearing things like that, the Lord said that He was gonna men's wives are gonna be ravished because of that stuff. The Lord's gonna come and bring that stuff. That's why He told them to rise up, you women that are Eves. When they're wearing that, but they probably don't have a father telling them you shouldn't wear that. You just let them do what they're gonna do, and they're young too, so you know. And they changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image they made a corruptible. So that's what they start worshiping, all these stuff, idols and all that stuff. And this is crazy. We started with Ham, because Ham, those Africans that are in that country, they started that weirdo shit. They started and that's why they're getting punished in Libya right now. They started the sodomite agenda. Like Nimrod, if you know, he was known, the stories that he would wear dresses. And you ever see E.T., what that's based off of on it? They still have those statues. It was him in a dress with a erect penis. That's where those ocular, what is it called? you see in the monuments, what is it called, in the Thai, all that stuff comes from like Nimrod and the Hamites. So they were like the first of the idols created. And you look at, because Nimrod means rebellion, professed themselves to be, they became fools and changed the glory of an incorruptible God into the image made of a corruptible man, to birds, four-footed beasts, and creeping things, worshiping nature, worshiping all these stuff. So look what the Lord did to them. For where God also gave them unto a uncleanness through the lust of their own heart. They wanted to bleed, so they gave them uncleanness. And what does that mean? The Lord turned them into sodomites. He made them it, because the Lord wants to destroy them. And it's also destroying their souls, because when they're doing that, like, remember, that's a form of torture. They used to do that to our people to break them. Or like, you get that happening in jail and you never become the same. But now people, especially this new generation, they think that they never even touched a woman, and they went going right into just committing the act of sodomy and becoming the woman. That's horrible. This is from the brother, the Water King. In Salakia, I haven't been on the comment board like that. I'm gonna start at 29 from the brother Gabar Shaw and the brother Yuanathan, the Water Kings. And behold, they cried out, saying, What have we do with these? And Yahushua, thou Salakia, let's keep moving. And he said, and behold, they cried out and said, What have we to do with thee, Yahushua, the Son of God? My bad, let's keep moving. Thou art hither to torment us before thy time. And so you know that the devil's torment, and they know this Lord. They know how powerful the Lord is, and they know that it's only a time that the Lord is allowing them to even be on the earth, to even touch his people. But then they're going to be on the nations. And there were a good way off, Salakia, hopefully. And they were a good way off then a herd of many swine. And so they seen like an unclean animal, swine, like pork, you're not supposed to even touch their dead body or what. So the Lord casted them out, those demons, into these. So he continued.
Things that eat their own feces.
I was a pig farmer.
Got no sweat glands.
Yep, I was a pig farmer before I got in this truth. Yeah, they eat their own babies. Like, so we have to sometimes, when like, especially because when a mother goes to birth, they have stress. When they get in stress, they go into cannibalism. So we would have to. It was a time of like heroin, but it's called what's it called? Oxytocin, and we would have to shoot them like with that shot. But yeah, they would just die. If you don't see a pig eat, that means it's sick, and they're always sick because all the disease go in and they stay in their body. Well, the Lord casted that into them. They casted the evil spirits into. So the devils besought him, saying, If they cast us out, suffer us to go into the sea and step and perish in the water. Salakia, I skipped the verse. So the devils besought him, saying, If thou
cut you off, brother, but this bus is coming.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Go, man. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, man.
See you when I get back.
Lord willing. I'm gonna just finish this off. This is verse 27 at the Water Kings, and I'm gonna get in more of a comment board. But then he casted them out. And he said unto them, Go, and then when they come out, they went into the herd of swine. And behold, the whole herd of swine ran violently down a steep place in the sea and perished in the water. So it caused those animals. They didn't want those in it, so it caused them to kill itself. Because that's what those evil spirits do, destroy yourself. That's why you see, like, you have that suicidal spirit, you have a spirit like that, because that's what they do. That's what those evil spirits do. Continue it. Verse 24. Whoever God has gave them unto their uncleanness through the lust of their own heart, to dishonor their own self between themselves, to change, worship and serve the creature more than blessed. Forever, amen. Yeah. For this is the cause God gave unto them a vile affection. For even their woman did change the natural use into which is against nature. So it got even so bad, even women. And it's like women, like they're like fake lesbians, you know. I don't want to say the word because they might take it, but they're fake. They're not real. They have to get a tool to do it, and they never stay it. But that's how bad it got. Even the woman changed the natural use into things that are against nature. That's how bad it got. That's how bad the world it did, because they didn't want to worship God. They wanted to worship their own being. They wanted to worship stupid things. Look at this.
Like the Lord said, we ain't supposed to have no women garments. We ain't supposed to have no man garments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we're actually supposed to, when we see people that are in that lifestyle, we're supposed to put them to death. Like we would line them up and we would stone them. We all participate in it because that's evilness. And because once they start doing that, they start messing with animals. Then they start going for children. That's when it's the wicked, because they don't really, they look for as much innocence as possible and they try to take it away. You know, because it's an evil spirit. It's not love, it's evil spirit. And that's why they use words like sensational words like gay, which means happy, but they saying nope, it means I like to commit acts of sodomy. That's what they're saying. Is that the bus right here?
Nah, I'm going home. That's the bus I'm going. That's the bus coming.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13. Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of God, and cannot, not out of a good thing that are seen, know him that is. Neither by considering the work did they acknowledge the workmaster, because they were believing in other stuff. Let me grab some of these precepts, Salakia. This is for the brother Yawanathan. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. So they were rebellion. So when you rebel against the Lord, you're actually participating, like as if someone's using a wand or child sacrificing and all that stuff. You're doing the same act pretty much, because now you're against the Lord. And once you start rebelling, you start getting worse and worse. Like when you imagine your son stops listening to you on one thing, and he'll fight you for it, and then he said, I got away with that because I'm gonna do it more, and I'm gonna do more. And then he's gonna be so bad that he's gotta just be taken out. And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. So when you're stubborn and you don't want to listen to what a man of the Lord tells you, because it's been men that have been in this truth preaching, but they were not really for it. They were probably being stubborn. They were doing all that stuff, and they left the truth and became full-blown homosexuals, full-blown. And so when you have that stubbornness, not wanting to not listen to God, always rebellion, you start thinking that you got it. And then you start worshiping yourself. Because thou hast rejected the word of God, he has also rejected ye from being king. And this was talking about Saul. This was the king of Israel. Not saying he did homosexuality acts, but that he didn't listen to the Lord. So the Lord took his title. And this is what the Lord just made you. The more you rebel, the worse it gets to you. Because when you're not obedient unto the Lord, you just cause yourself to fall. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9 from the brother Gabar. The show of their conscience do witness against them. So when you see someone that he's a fairy, like you can see in their face. You see, like, look at this guy, like it's something like he's like, the Bible says it. Look, the show of their countenance do a witness against them. So they say like you can see in their face that they're into that funny shit. Yeah, like they're sensitive, effeminate, and even just just because they be with a girl doesn't mean that they're not.
A lot of them use a girl to cover up. That's what it is.
But then you have that witness, that dark, like effeminate look in their face. It's a witness against them.
Yeah, when they talk too.
Like yeah, a fairy, like 444. Yeah, like it shows a witness against them. But all that's going to do is they're going to be destroyed. And they declare their sin as Sodom, and they hide it not. So it got so bad that now they declare that they call it Pride Month. What Pride is the beginning of destruction. And you start having pride, that's when you know you're about to be destroyed. Because now you're like, I don't care. I'm yeah, they being that weird. That's how the Lord put them in that mindset. Let's grab that. Actually, I'm going to grab something else and then I'm going to finish this verse. They hide it not. Woe unto their souls. That's destruction unto their souls. Where they have award evil unto themselves. They literally are committing an act of a torture on themselves and thinking it's great. They're doing all that stuff. And you already know, I don't even want to picture the kind of strange shit they do. But it's freaking evil upon themselves. They're literally just like, yeah, man.
Look, they don't even realize how stupid they look. All the stupid stuff.
Yeah, like we wear skirts and stuff. Like Little Nas X. Like
trying to be a girl, harder than a girl. And, man, that's good, man.
But they got demons on them. And that's why the Lord just puts them in there. So now, in the kingdom, if they're some of our people, because Esau, Edom, they're a natural, like the so-called white man, they're all natural sodomites. But our people is not on our nature. But now we're the leading ones, they say. So when they're in the kingdom, they're going to have to see themselves like, man, look at the vile shit I did. They're going to have to, they're going to forget about it a little bit, but they're going to always have that shame that like, man, I was that bad. This is what the Lord said. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction. You know why? For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the earth and their hurtful works fulfilled. Therefore, said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely, neither will I suffer them in which they wickedly execute. The Lord is not about to suffer them. The Lord said, no sodomites of the sons of Israel. Let me grab that. And no harlots of the daughters of Israel. Hey, Shalom Hananiah. And then I think I seen Yahweh Shema Al Shai Barakatah, and I think I seen Shahar of Judah, Yahweh Shema Al Shai Barakatah, Salakia. Because like the Lord's not just about to, you're not gonna, like, in the kingdom, it's not gonna be happening. We're not even gonna let the other nations do that. Like they're gonna be, the law is gonna be executed immediately. But especially our people, like every person in that lifestyle, unless they repent, which is gonna be hard for them to do, but it can be possible. They're gonna be executed. Hey, can you? Can one of you brothers, my phone's tripping, put no sodomites of the sons of Israel and no harlots of the daughters of, I think that's how it goes. But I'm going to continue to read it. And I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cry unto me. So you see, Now look at what a lot of people say once you start committing the acts of sodomy and doing all that stuff, it's nothing you won't do. Like, it's nothing you won't do. Look what they have been doing to the children. And then also all the things they push that and all the death and murder they push. Well, the Lord's hearing all this, all the things that are happening to our people. And the Lord is about to judge it. The water king. This is from the brother you want. This is Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Now remember, like, why it's not going to be, because we're going to be a nation of kings and priests. And so when a priest's daughter is a whore, they burn her at the stake. So going to be our daughters are going to be princesses. They're going to be married off to kings. They're going to be, our feet will never touch the ground, and our sons are be masculine. We're not going to have no effeminate. You're not going to have to worry about him bringing home Isaac, or him bringing, no, that's just not going to happen. You're not going to know, like, Dad, I want to dance. No, you're not going to hear none of that. You're going to say, man, be worried about the putting the nations into slavery. You're going to be worrying about what he has to do his jobs, making sure the heathen are working hard in the land. That's what's going to happen. You're not going to have none of that stuff. But ultimately, because our people worship the Creator, and so I didn't finish this. This is Wisdom of Solomon 13, verse 1 again. Surely vain are all men by nature, whom are ignorant of God, and could not out of a good thing that are seen know him that is. They see all these beautiful creations and all this stuff. What do? He's like, oh, I'm going to worship it. Not knowing that, why are they not going to worship the person that created it? They've seen all these good things. Someone had to make it, but no, they want to worship the thing. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster. They never even thought about, you see this bird, or how a human being made. Something that they created and make it so integral that it can be able to take, as long as you put the right nutrients, it can heal itself, live long, build energy. It has its own thought process that can do certain program and continue to play on that. That's what the Lord created, but nobody consider that. They want to worship their own being or worship a bird or something. But deem even fire, wind, and swift air on the circles of stars and the violent waters and the lights of the heaven to be gods. So the people see the star and it's like, I'm a Capricorn, which is, it's kind of some truth to it. We don't have it. We don't have the book of knowledge really like that. They have the left hand side of it, so they know that they're there and you can see it, but you can't go into no astrologist and say, yeah, man, today I'm gonna find the love of my life. That's retarded. Like a Capricorn and like that doesn't make sense. Like, because where in the Bible did they say Rachel and Abraham and Sarah, they were Capricorns and they were perfect match? She was a Scorpio or something. Like, no, they didn't say nothing like that. They said the Lord picked his wife. And that's what happened. The Lord had it happen like that. Not because the universe, because of that. Then they worship that. And whose beauty is they being delighted took them to be gods. And let them know how much better is the Lord of them. Them is. For the first of their beauty has the Lord made all this stuff. But that's why people worshiping all these other stuff. And what happened? They went into a vile mindset, and then they start destroying stuff, and then now it ends up to now they're destroying itself. As much as bad. Look at people who don't like, if they're not have this truth, they have this suicidal. Like, look at the music that's going on, like XXXTentacion, or
this music is about killing, money, drugs, and hate shit.
Yeah. Like the testament is like, I just want to die. That's the spirit. Like,
and that music is really the devil enticing them, trying to bring them in more. getting more people to come.
The music's bad because the Lord said he did it because look who's in power. The devil the Bible speaks of. So he said he was going to bring the music low. He's going to bring all this stuff down. Because, you know, a music's supposed to give you...
an angel of music?
Huh?
First, the devil?
Oh, that's a what's it called? Pseudoscience. He's an angel, but he's an evil angel. He always is evil. He never rebelled against God or nothing. He did exactly what the Lord said and did. But I'm gonna grab that and then I bring that out for you too, because that's in Job. You can tell the Lord creates evil and he does good. He does all those things. So he's the one that did it. But no, the God of angel, I don't know who the God, the angel of music is for sure. We have angels that have jobs, but the priests also handle the music. And it's mostly rejoicing, telling how much great our God is and all the sacrificing and all the nations we have in slavery. That's what music's supposed to be about.
That's what they had told me, trying to teach me that devil was an angel of music. He rebelled against Lord and he got sent down.
Mm-hmm. And they try to make him look like he's Satan was the most beautiful angel on the earth. When there's nobody that seen him really. You don't really see angel. He's a spirit. So we might see him when we be able to have that spiritual power and we're out in the kingdom, but nobody knows because technically he is a Jake. The devil's a Jake. He's a so-called black man, as all the angels are. You won't see no leprous angel. But this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. So you're saying that it's going to bring forth that it's not going to be times, and you're seeing it now, that it's not going to be jobs, it's not going to be nothing to happen. Everything is going to be shut down. Like, it's going to be October 4th, a shutdown. Oh, beautiful. This is from the brother Shahar of Judah. This is Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. That's telling that the Lord is going to cut off the so-called white men, and you're going to be cut off the planet. They're going to be evicted from the garden.
They're going to be the first one to cut off.
Mm-hmm. Evicted from the garden because all the wickedness they have
all
there.
All that wicked they brought, all the lies they brought, everything that's made up and stuff, they're lies.
Mm-hmm.
These restaurants, hamburger stands made to kill her, liquor stores in every corner made to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
All that.
Yeah, they had a plan. Well, they had a plan, and they
sure don't got no liquor stores right up in Beverly Hills, right up all where all of they live and all that.
Yeah, and the crazy part is those are the real alcoholics. Those are the real drug addicts. But they have they make it seem like that we are the animals. They do it, but because they have a deal with
real gays, like to slap their ass with paddles and all that.
Yeah, like that. So fucking yeah, they be on some weird they outrageous. Esau, Edom's the devil. The Bible speaks of. This is why the Lord put the Spirit on David to pray for this. This is Psalms chapter 64 verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like swords and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, calling us niggas, calling us spics, calling us tontos, calling us all these things that is not our name, not what we are. Lying about us, saying that we're the criminals of the earth, which is criminal comes from crimson, from the real criminal family, these red devils, these pink people, these the pinks. That's what I call them, because they're not even like red like that, but that's what they're described. They may shoot in secret at the perfect, so do they shoot at him in fear. They encourage themselves in evil manner. They commute and lay in snares privily. So they'll give your kids a TV show about some weirdo stuff, and the minds of our kids are they're being formed the first years of your life, and so they're putting these witchcrafts upon you, telling that, yeah, man, fly Satan on them, right? That telling, hey, it's all about love. You do this, you do that, and then you're showing love. And no, it's just showing that the Lord is not dealing with you. You fall into that that trap. Because that even David made a prayer, let the snares and traps that they have sent. So a lot of the people that fall into it is because they were against the Lord anyway. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. They have everybody. So everybody has an IP address. So everything you look up, everything you like, you know, you can go on Google and then you look up something and now, or you go out to eat somewhere and they say, how was this food restaurant you there? So they know what kind of food you like. They know everything about you. They got all your DNA. You go to the doctors, they took a little bit about it and then they studied about all this stuff to just try to destroy you. That's what they do, a diligent search. They accomplish a diligent birth their inward thoughts of everyone. Yeah, that's good. It's because you're an Edomite and you're going to be destroyed. No, it's because you're an Edomite and you're going to get destroyed. Yeah, see? That's the devil. Oh, I have a job. Why don't you shut up? Hey, you're just mad because the Lord is going to destroy you and your people. And you got to continue to move on because that's what's going to happen. And that's why we're talking about it. That's Satan. And that's Satan. Your people, the so-called white meat. And just because you look and you might be from another nation, in your spirit you go back to the so-called white man, you're Esau, you know.
American.
Nope, and it was a lot of $5 Indians too. You are the so-called white man. Nope, it was a lot of $5 Indians too. You might think that in your heart, but you're an Edomite. You're an Edomite. You're an Edomite. And both their inward thoughts and every one of them, their heart is deep. They shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they befall. And we got to understand that it's tares in our nation. That's what the Lord said. He was going to bring forth that. Let me grab that. It's in the scriptures. Basically, if I be of the Lord, if I be of the elect, I was there. If I be that, see, this is a perfect example of this is we as terrors on our nation.
That's it. 12 tribes of Israel. American flag,
You don't have to mind her. This is Satan. This is how they jump on people. So you see, she came over here and she didn't hear nothing happen. She just messed with her spirit and start talking mess. But this is the beautiful thing about that's how you know you're doing the right thing. You know that the Lord is with you. And this is Matthew chapter 13 verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares. So like your people, your fathers and your ancestors, they're going to be gathered first.
How about your father?
I'm an Israelite. That's why you see me preaching. I'm an Israelite. That's why you see me preaching. When does geological location shows a nation? Yes.
Yeah.
So this is Satan. You see, now she's just starting. Now she's just talking craziness. Now she's just talking and switching topics. You know? Gather together first the tares and bind them into bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into the barn. So this is what. So it's going to be people that look like our people, but then they're going to be from the devil, and there's going to be people from the devil like Esau, Edom, that look like white men, but they're going to be our people.
Who's our people?
You're not our people. You're an Israel. I mean, you're an Edomite. This is
I'm a what?
An Edomite.
What's that?
The so-called devil.
I'm not the devil.
Yeah, I see it.
I'm not the devil.
I gotta go too.
I'm not the devil.
You see you're Satan.
I'm a good person.
No, you're not. You're Satan. That's why the spirit.
Do you know me?
Yeah, your spirit bears witness. You didn't hear anything. You just came and said, "No, it's not."
No,
that's because you're the devil.
But do you know who I am?
I'm telling you, you're the devil.
Do you know who I am?
You're the devil.
You just met me.
Yeah, and your spirit bears witness. You're the devil. This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. But the curse, and then from the brother Yuanathan, but curse be, but Salakia. But cursed be the deceiver which has in his flock a male and vow and sacrifice unto them. God. This is and that was Malachi 1 and 4. The Lord is a corrupt thing, for I am a great king, said the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. And she heard it. The energy she did, she just started twitching like, nah, no, it's not. No, it's not. Like, that's bugged out. Like,
How do you know that's true?
that's what you just did. You are on camera doing
No, but
that.
I'm
You walked right by
I'm
and
just
said,
saying,
no, it's not.
how do
You
you
didn't
know
say
if it's- how
nothing.
do you know if
You
it's
just
true,
like,
though?
because
How
you're
old
a
are you?
devil,
How old
huh?
are you?
It don't matter.
Yes, it does. How old are you?
Why you want to know my
Because you're just a
information?
kid.
So?
You don't know anything.
That's what you think.
No
That's
sabes
what
nada.
you think. It don't matter though.
Yo eres. No sabes nada.
You can do
You're
it.
just a kid.
And you're an Edomite. So are we stating
you're a
frauds?
kid. You
This
know-
is Hebrews
you know-
chapter 12, verse
You know
16.
nada. Okay?
You might think
you
so.
haven't lived in this world.
You might think so. Let there be any fornicator
Have
or
you-
profane person as Esau for one morsel of meat. This is what your ancestors
Have you ever
did.
suffered?
Huh?
Have you ever suffered?
Well, like, you're just
have you-
insinuating?
have
Are
you-
you just
no,
insinuating
have you ever
things, Esau?
suffered? No, have you
Are
ever
you just
No,
insinuating,
answer the
Esau?
question.
Are you just insinuating things?
Answer
So
the
how can you
question.
just say, have you ever suffered because
Well,
I'm
have you?
young?
Have you?
Like, no, it don't matter how old I am. You're an Edomite. This is
child.
not for you.
You're a child.
Just go back, go down the block.
You're a child.
Go down the block.
Angel.
It don't matter. Go down the block. You were already leaving.
You're a child.
But since I had to call your ancestors
don't
out,
know
now you got
anything.
mad.
You don't
For
know anything.
ye know that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, and he found no place of repentance. That's why she mad. And he sought it carefully with tears.
You got a
That's what it
podcast?
says. Huh?
Are you on a podcast?
What?
Podcast.
No, I'm on YouTube.
Oh, you're on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. You're just irritating me. Why don't you go
Why
down
am
the
I
block?
irritating you?
Why? Because you're Satan.
No, I'm not.
You are Satan.
I am not.
I'm just saying,
Satan.
yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
And look, Romans chapter 8, verse 16. This is how I know I'm an Israelite, and how I know you're an Edomite. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. And you could tell, like, because, like, brothers, if you would have seen it, like, her house, she just, like, changed. She walked by, and it's like, she twitched. She said, no, it's not. She didn't hear nothing. She didn't hear nothing I was saying. She just bugged out. That's how you go, that telltale sign of what, and we have terrorists on our nation, but she's definitely an Edomite. She's saying she's a Native American, but she's definitely an
I'm
Edomite.
gonna have to look that up.
Yep, look it up.
I'm gonna Google
And
it.
your judgment, because this is what's going to happen
I'm
to your
gonna
people.
Google Edomite.
This is what's going to happen to your people. They're going to be put in they're going to be put in slavery, and they're going to be destroyed off the face of the earth right after. This is Obadiah chapter 1.
What book is that?
Obadiah chapter 1.
What's the book? What's the name of the book?
It's the Bible.
It's the Bible. Huh?
It's the Bible. What are you talking about? Man, this is Obadiah chapter 1, verse. Let's start. I don't want, because I gotta go
Where are you going?
to work.
Where do you
Because you
work?
insinuated I didn't have
Where
a
do you
job.
work? Where do you work?
Why would I tell you? You're Satan. This is verse 18.
I am not
In the house
Satan.
of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord has spoken. And the Lord has spoken.
Oh, okay.
Hmm? Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, you can never make it up, but that's
You'll
the
find
spirit.
out.
Huh?
You'll find out.
I'll find
You'll
out.
find the truth, yeah.
I'll find
You're
out.
just a child. See,
You might say it. You might say it,
I've been
but
around
you're
longer
still
than you
gonna.
have.
It don't matter.
I'm an old lady.
How you? And you're
I've
an
been
old
around
lady,
for-
and
I've
you're
been
about
around
to be
for many,
enslaved,
many
and
years.
you're about to be destroyed. Like
No,
you
I'm not.
listened. You lived a
You're gonna be
vain and
destroyed.
profane
Not
life.
me.
You lived a life for no reason, just learning for your last freedom. Because after that, you're going into slavery.
oh, really?
Yeah, so after that, you're going straight into
Really?
slavery.
I don't think so.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen. You saw? Oh shoot.
No, I worked all my life. I worked for like 47 years.
So you're just a two-time loser.
You
So
know?
with that, I want to give
I'm a
all
loser because I worked for 47
yeah,
years.
because you're going into slavery.
but I work though.
You're worked for
Yeah.
no reason because you still
I work
you're
so I-
down here with our
I work
people.
so I can take care of my family.
And your family is going into slavery. So with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, the Wada Yah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to, you already know, to all the elders. And the Wada Yah,
Mira,
Ba'ashem.
usted está loco.
Yeah,
Mira,
man.
sí estás.
Just because you speak Spanish don't mean you're Esau. I thought you were Native American.
Eres niño. Ni eres hombre. Nomás es un niñito.
Look at that, 1442. Yeah, see, Satan right there. This is Satan. This is Satan, guys. Yeah, you're Satan. Like, just walk down the block. Shalom, King.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm gonna still be preaching. You're just gonna get a judgment.